We back with some Toronto Raptor content. Season starts in just less than a month. Less than a month, we get to see preseason. We're gonna get to see the press conferences soon. And man, I don't know if this is just because our team, we weren't in the playoffs. Our season ended early last year. This offseason has really dragged. Really dragged. Like, man, I just want to see Brandon Ingram bounce a ball in our jersey. That's really about it. But before I get into the video, like, subscribe. Man, came back from Portugal. I don't know why I'm saying it's my YouTube, but I haven't been outside the country since 2010. So going to somewhere like Portugal, life changing. Recommend it, all y'all. Let's get into it. So a lot of you guys know if you're a fan of this team, you're excited for the year. I feel like though the thing we are most excited for is this damn new starting five that we're about to bring on the floor. A lot of people call them expensive. A lot of people call them unproven. Who knows what to say about this team? These guys don't have a lot of minutes together. But man, I see our starting five and I'm like, it's a pretty damn good starting. Pretty damn good five individual players looking to play together. And that to me is mostly what's carrying me to think that we gonna have a damn good year next year. Our starting five is better than most, especially in our conference. And that's what I want to do today. I kind of want to compare our starting five to the starting fives around the league because I may have a lot of different opinions than most. People may say I'm biased, but from a guy that has watched every guy in our starting five a lot, I've been a Brandon Ingram fan from time, and I watch Raptors basketball every year, almost every game. So I have an opinion based off of what I've seen personally, and I've seen these guys more. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't know. So let's see though. Again, starting off with our Raptors, we got IQ, RJ, BI, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Pertl. That's our starting five. Again, that's a unit that hasn't played a single minute together. I don't care. I think these guys can mesh really well. I think our offense will be really good because we play like a team that has a great offense. It's just we can't get that ball in the basket sometimes. And if it's our lack of shooting, lack of spacing, it's not that we don't pass the ball, it's not that we don't move the ball, it's not that we don't have good fundamentals in our offense. That a guy like Brandon Ingram joining this team and our guys just playing more minutes together, I feel like we can figure it out to have a top 10 offense. I don't care to say it. Like, BI is a crazy scorer, a better scorer than most guys in the league. Match that with Scotty's aggressiveness on the offensive side. If he hones in more on what he's good at on offense, IQ coming to the mix, his shooting that we're gonna have to lean on. But like, if it's his best shooting year, that's legit kind of what we need is him to have his best shooting year. We need RJ to remember all the playmaking stuff we made him do last season because he was kind of forced to be our best playmaker a lot of the time and just still be that downhill threat, be that unstoppable guy at the rim. And Jakob to just have more finesse than most centers do. We can work on offense, guys. The 3-point shooting has to not just be carried by IQ. BI needs to take more. RJ needs to continue his great efficiency from last year, especially from catch and shoot. Why can't we be this sneaky good, hard to stop offense with our guys buying in, knowing what kind of year they need to have to stay with the team for this team to be successful? I've look, the defense is where I'm a little shaky on, which I feel like most people are kind of avoiding with their team. We had a bad defense last year. I don't care if the end of the year we were good. We were bad majority of the year. And BI is not someone that joins your team and you think, oh, your starting lineup's going to be way better defensively. Still, I trust in more our coach and how he set us up defensively, how he has our role players playing. Just from off of summer league, we want to push the pace, defend full court, deflection, steals, because like that's a lot of our offense too is transition. So if we can instill that in our starting five, where our guards don't feel overwhelmed, don't get ran off the court, we can have a decent defense. Decent, decent. But let's now compare our five to the rest of the Eastern Conference. Let's see if how many teams we have a better starting five than, or worse starting five than, and how many are arguments, how many it's really a toss up, really personal preference. Let's start off with the Atlanta Hawks. This is a tough one. I must say, if they're starting Kongwu instead of Ricochet, just letting y'all know that's a possibility. But for the most part, this most likely will be their starting five if Porzingis stays healthy. And if that's the case, I feel like our starting five's better. I feel like it's better. I feel like this team gets a little overrated for how their season's about to go. Jalen Johnson, a little overrated. Uh, I see the potential that people see. Crazy athletic guy, but it kind of stops there. No finesse at the rim. The playmaking, it's kind of underwhelming. But again, he has one of the best playmakers on his team, so does that matter? But just how they talk about him, you would think that he's on Scotty's ascendancy, and I don't see that. Ricochet, very underwhelming first round pick. Dyson Daniel played out of his skin last year. Is that the best he's gonna be? Porzingis, if he stays healthy, he's damn good. And then Trey Young, he's damn good. So it's like starting five to starting five, I still think ours is better. I still think we have more offensive threats. And I think our defense as a whole, because we don't have a cone like Trey Young. Again, quickly is not going to be this crazy defender, but he's never been considered a cone. He's never been a slouch on defense. None of our guys right now in the stage of their careers are slouches on defense. So as a team defense, I feel like we will be better and our offense can be better. We have the individuals to be better than the Atlanta Hawks. Let's move on. Boston Celtics, we are better than. I love seeing Boucher in this. Who knows if he'll start, if it's going to be Anthony Simons instead of Payne Pritchard as well. Who knows what the Celtics lineup's going to be. Their starting five ain't better than ours. Sorry. Brooklyn Nets, I'm not spending more time on this. Not even close. I'm curious to see how they look on a basketball team, on a basketball court. But this starting lineup's gonna have struggles. That's a 15th seed in the East right there. Charlotte Hornets, they have some interesting guys, but again, their guys don't match up anywhere close to our team, our starting five. So a lot of these ones I'm blowing by because it's not even close. Chicago Bulls, not even close. Like, I hate the Bulls lineup. Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Isaac Okoro, Buzelis, Vucevic. That's a no shooting lineup right there. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I know why Kenny upset because that ain't it right there. The Cavs, the Cavs, especially if they're fully healthy, because Max Strus should be in that lineup. Darius Garland will be in that lineup. That lineup shits on us. We seen it last year, number one seed. Feel like it's no argument. Moving on. Detroit, Detroit. A lot of people will be fooled because they had a great year last year. They look decent in the playoffs. Decent. But it's like they're so reliant on their star guy, Cade, on offense. And he needs to fix his turnovers because a lot of people are projecting him to be a superstar. Like, if people say he's ascending next year, people think he should be way better than that. So I feel like he will be better this year. But look what he got around him. I'm not a Jalen Duren fan. A lot of people think Jalen Duren is way better than he's been. I think he's a clumsy center, personally. I don't know if he'll ever be one of these centers that we're talking about top 10 in the league. So Tobias Harris, definitely not top 10 in his position. Asar Thompson, great on defense. Where's that offense? And Jaden Ivey coming off a big injury. And before that injury, he was just getting into his best self. So who knows really what Jaden Ivey is, who he is on this team. I don't know. I don't think the Detroit Pistons starting five is better. Like I look at that starting five right now, and I don't wish to trade it with our teams. I don't know personally. And like I don't even think it's that close, honestly. Indiana Pacers. It's a good year to say that we're better than them. Halliburton gonna be out all year. They just traded Miles Turner. They're bringing in Benedict Mathurin, and I love Mathurin. I'm a big Mathurin fan. But even him coming into the lineup, I think we just edged them as being better. Of course, we have better depth than them at this point because they lost two of their main guys, two of the guys in their starting lineup. So, but we're not talking about depth. Their starting five, it's not going to be the same. They're not going to play the same. They're not going to be as good as they were last year. So that's why I feel like we have a better starting five than them. Man, we getting through quick. Miami Heat. So, disclaimer, Davion Mitchell will probably be replaced by Tyler Hero. And for that starting five, I kind of really like Miami starting five. Their depth, again, we're not talking about depth, but their depth is it's a little atrocious. They lost Highsmith. They lost a bunch of people last season. They got Norm on the starting lineup with Tyler Hero. The defense looks shaky, to say the least. To say the least. At least with their guards, because Wiggins, Bam, Khalil Ware, that's a scary tandem to be getting by to the basket. A team with great shooting will do well against them. A team that got to get to the basket is going to have a tough time. Their offense, I think their guards can carry their offense enough where it's pretty good. I think they can survive with the offense they're about to have. It's ah, I said I really like it. I said I liked it for the offense, but now I feel like they're more defense oriented team because of their the back three guys. I'm iffy about this. This I would say is a toss up. This is a toss up right here because they're kind of like our team. Not a lot of questions asked. They had that playoff run where they were horrible, horrible against the Cavs. But when Norm joined in their team and with their new guys, because they got Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins, and Norman Powell joining their team, joining their core guys. Once they mesh together, have a full season together, who knows how they can look? They must. I think they're gonna look way better. So I'll say this is a toss-up. Milwaukee Bucks, not even close. I think we're way better than the Bucks. The Bucks got Giannis. I'm not worried about no Miles Turner. They got Giannis. That's the guy who you feel like can propel this team to wherever that they're gonna be. The height that you see the Bucks is because Giannis is taking them there, not because all the guys they have around. The starting lineup may not even be the lineup. Gary Trent may join it. Tarian Prince. It don't matter. This lineup stinks. Giannis has some backpacking to do. Kuzma's horrible. Turner's all right. This lineup stinks. Raptors. I wouldn't trade this lineup for the Bucks. Hell, or I wouldn't. Yeah, the New York Knicks, much better, much better. Like let me just say, if I'm running the Knicks, get Josh Hart out. Mitchell Robinson play as much games as you can, because then I feel like you guys are close to unstoppable. You guys got everything you can need. Great defense. Your your wings, some of the best defenders in the league. Mitchell Robinson, one of the best defenders in his position at center. You seen his impact on the court in the playoffs. You got Brunson, you got Cat for the offense that made y'all a top 10 offense. It's like uh, I love the Knicks starting five. That's personally my favorite starting five, just as talent to watch. I love OG, so they're much better. Orlando. 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 I ain't gonna compare player for player. I'm not trying to do that right now, especially when our guy is not gonna have the best case because one guy just came off a all NBA season this year, last year, and then Franz just played crazy in Eurobasket and had his best season to date last year. If you ignore his injuries, they got Desmond Bain, sharpshooter. The number one thing they needed on their team was shooting. They got spacing. That's going to be dangerous for their guys. This starting lineup is nasty. I would say their starting lineup is better than ours, just because they have an elite shooter. We would love an elite shooter that would do wonders for our team, and I mean elite perimeter shooter. Their defense is still going to be disgusting. Like they may have the best defense in the league. Like that's the levels they're on. With the offense upgrade that they're about to get, I would say they're better than us. It hurts to say because those individuals are in a lot of conversation with our individuals, but I'm trying not to be biased, guys. Philly, this starting lineup right here, it's so weird, so small that I really don't think that will be the starting lineup. Either Kelly Oubre will be in for McCain or Edgecombe. Someone will be in that spot. Fully healthy, this starting lineup's better than us. But how I think next year is going to be, I don't think that starting lineup's going to be better than us. I don't think that starting lineup's going to play enough. I feel like Paul George has fallen off. So sad to say, my girlfriend will hate it, but Paul George has fallen off. And I don't have a lot of hope in the Philadelphia 76ers. So looking on paper, that starting lineup is much better than ours. They got a damn MVP. Maxi is nasty. Multiple All-Stars. Paul George. I still think we're gonna be better next year. Just our starting five will be better than theirs. Washington Wizards. We're back on the teams that I ain't gonna have to say too much. Like just look at that starting five. Even if you want to be like Bilal Koulibaly, he gonna join in. He gonna be in the starting five. He just injured. I hear that. Still, not even close. Not even close. The Wizards, man, they're hard to watch. They're gonna be another year hard to watch. Yeah, they got some veterans in. McCollum and Middleton will make them better. Not that much. So, from my calculations, that means we have a starting lineup better than 10 of the Eastern Conference teams going into next season. Is that a lot? Is that going to get people upset? Think so. I think we are kind of even with one, and then I think there's four teams. Four or three? What's the math? There's three teams. Cavs, Orlando, and New York that have considerably better starting fives than us. Everyone else we can fight with. Our top five can fight with their top five guys. And to me, it not be a conversation, let alone we're much better than y'all. Hope y'all agree. If you don't, let me know why. See y'all next time.